1, 2.
Yeah.
Signed to Michael Jackson, then signed to Madonna. Where you learn what I wanna do. A girl like you, got the 7 digits, got the area code too. Heated it up with 98, did the all that music and more, and it felt great. Now we're back to the top, industry unlocked. No more pop music, but a whole lot of talk. Come along for the ride, going straight to the top. Tell me Mac and Eric Stress, the bad boys of pop.
Hey!
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
if
you.
that doesn't put a smile on
Thank
your
you.
face.
Thank you very much.
You're dead inside. Welcome.
Welcome. This is our first editorial episode.
Number one, numero uno.
Numero uno. So basically, on Mondays, we're bringing you the pop news ish, right?
Some healthy discussions.
Pop news and views. Pop views.
News and views.
And on Thursdays, we'll be bringing you editorials. And basically, today we're going to be talking. We have some of an expert actually on this subject.
That would be me.
That would be Eric.
I'm the expert.
We're going to be talking about, well, stage actors and what they get paid.
So Broadway people. So this is the thing, right? So I teach a lot of kids, and a lot of high school kids are going to colleges and performing arts schools, and then moving to New York and having that Broadway dream and chasing their dreams, which is amazing. So we want to talk about just the salaries itself, right? So if you're a chorus boy, so when I first.
Well, is it considered a salary? Because it's not really an annual. Really?
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's salary.
your paycheck.
Right. What you getting paid?
Well, yeah, because you never know how long the show's actually going to run once you actually book that show.
I think we should call it the Chet account.
The Chet account.
Yeah. What's the Chet account for?
Delicious. Cheese. So the Chet account. So when I first started back in 2002, my base salary was $13.50 a week, right? But then now that was 20 years ago. No, it wasn't 18 years ago. No, it was 20 years ago. Oh my God, I'm so old. Now the base salary is...
No, it wasn't 20 years ago.
It was 18 years ago.
Which isn't 20. Think about it.
All right. Well, anyway.
I mean...
So now the base salary...
Come on.
But the difference is back then our union was very specific, so they only had production contracts. Now the producers are kind of getting a little tricky with things. So now there's like Lord D contracts, and there's all these other different contracts. But if we're going to go based on just the Actors Equity... call them the white contracts, their pink contracts, right? So that base salary is
what's the difference between a white contract and a pink?
Principal contract and ensemble contract. So I'm going to talk about the ensemble contract.
That's the pink one?
That's the pink one. Yes,
okay.
The pink contract. I don't think they do that anymore. Anyways, it's up to about 18, somewhere between like 1650 to 18
a week.
A week, yeah.
That's
yeah.
pretty.
You can negotiate. You can negotiate anywhere from there, but you wouldn't get any higher than that. And that's weekly. And then if you're on tour, you get your per diem. Per diem is $100 a day, but you also have to pay.
Ballin'.
But you have to pay for your own hotel rooms.
I'd sleep on the street.
Some people have.
Ooh, stars.
Because you can pocket that, and then that's going on tours.
I'd be riding couches.
But I just recently read an article that they're saying that to live comfortably in New York City, you have to make something outrageous you have to make $4,000 a week.
No problem.
Just to live comfortably in
New
York City.
Crack?
So if you're,
how are you going to do that?
If you're making 18,
which is amazing,
which is such a good salary to have, a good cheddar paycheck to have.
It's a good Chet account.
I mean, when I was on Broadway, and I had a roommate. I had a great roommate, and I had a great. You remember my place in Astoria, Queens, which is right outside.
And for New York, it was a huge.
It was
place.
a great big apartment, and I was living. I didn't have to really. I wasn't saving per se, but I was having a really good time. I was having a very, very good time. So I always say, like, with Broadway, you're sleeping your way to the middle.
But then, I mean, the dream is there, right? Some people reach the top. You've got the Lin-Manuels. You've got the, I was going to say Idris Elba. That's
Adele Dazeem.
Yes.
Adele Dazeem.
Yes. Well, now if another
What is her actual name?
Adina Menzel.
Adina Menzel. Okay,
Yes.
right.
Who was my Alphaba when I was doing Wicked. I was her.
Was she? She was your alphabet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, that's
she was
cool.
my first one.
That's cool.
That was cool. So
Did she do something with Taye Diggs?
well, she was married.
Oh,
to
did I
Taye
guess they
Diggs.
did something?
Yes.
Yeah.
They met on Rent.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were both original cast members of Rent.
Tay used to hang out a lot with
Tay's a sweet guy.
with
yeah.
the Oppenheimer. We were dancing to Timberlake together. We had a good time.
Yeah,
he's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
very nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's a really nice guy. I don't think. Never mind. Abort. But yeah, but when it comes to principal contracts, that's a whole different ballgame, because that's ticket sales. So a lot of the bigger celebrities have box office ticket sales as well to go into their salary. So or their cheddar checks.
Their cheddar count.
Cheddar count.
The cheddar count. So I just want to do a little math here. Okay, so you said 4,000 a week.
That's this article that I read. Yeah.
A week
A week.
to live comfortably in New York.
Comfortably in New York. Yeah, we're talking probably a building with a door. I mean,
Is there a restroom?
You're not sitting on the toilet and cooking your eggs at the same time.
And it's not co-ed, like shared.
No, it's
bathrooms.
not. It's not one of those. It's actually has a doorman, is what I actually meant to say, not just a door.
So.
A high
Oh,
rise.
okay. I was gonna say, wow, that's fancy place with a
Fancy
door.
place, just a door.
Goodness,
No, with a door
especially
man.
in New York, who needs those doors? So yeah, you'd have to make a cool $192,000 a year.
Yeah,
That's
that's it.
Huh.
That's it, guys.
I mean, who makes that?
Not actors.
Yes, I mean,
Not unless you're A-listers.
right.
But you would if you were like a co-star on Broadway, like if you for example, because I did Wicked, and the character who played Fiero, that would be close to 4,000 a week, 35.
So you could afford a door
So you could afford a door
on your apartment.
on your apartment.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
But if you're a Tony Award winner, then that's a whole different thing. And if your name is above the title, then that means you're getting people's butt in the seats because you're a huge name. But then you can afford lots of doors.
Right.
Lots of doors.
You can
the
actually
whole building, maybe.
You can have doors inside the
You
apartment.
can have doors inside, getting in.
There's a door in the bathroom so people can't see you poo.
You can do all the doors. You got sliding doors.
I said poo.
Poo. But yeah, that is my tutorial.
So I have to ask because that wasn't a tutorial really. We were just talking about prices.
That wasn't a tutorial.
No, we need some tips, my man. So like some tips on surviving in New York on a working stage actor's income on the cheddar count of a working stage actor.
Cheddar count. Yeah, I mean, I just think that you have to be responsible in trying to put that money away. Try to budget. I mean, that's the thing for me, because in New York, the second that you walk out the door, you're just giving $50 to somebody.
What neighborhood did you live? I'm gonna go stand outside doors.
Yeah, I know. It's at least $50 a day, and that's if you're not going out and drinking. I just think it's all you walk outside your apartment, even if you're just going to an audition or you're going to work or something.
We take the train. The train's not
the subway.
that.
You gotta take the
subway's not that
subway. The
expensive.
subway is $2.75 now, which is outrageous.
For all day?
No, for each
one trip.
swipe, one trip.
What?
Yep, $2.75.
In LA, you get it's like $1.75 for up to 3 hours. I think.
Nope, it's $2.75 for a half hour. So if you have to get out and transfer, then they'll still let you go through. Yeah, but 30 minutes, yeah.
Taking all the monies.
I mean, it's so expensive. But to be honest, I have to say that those probably were some of my best times that I've. That's when I was a real adult, first and foremost. When we were touring with No Authority, I mean,
You weren't a real adult yet.
We were just.
We were just stupid
living
kids.
it up. We're just stupid kids. Stupid
kids.
teenagers.
Harkening back to the latest episode of The Real Showcast, where we talk with Alex Solowitz about stupid kids.
Stupid kids.
At therealshowcast.com. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Not shameless at all. Yeah, I really, really did love living in New York, and I'd go back. with a job that pays me $4,000 a week.
I'd go with you if there were a job that paid me $4,000 a week. I would stand outside doors and collect my 50s every day.
Well, I think the thing cool also that I love / hate about New York, and that if you are wanting to go and do the New York experience, you have to find the joy in the hustle. So it's like that is part of the job. Even if you have your Broadway gig, right? Let's just say you followed your dreams, you got your Broadway gig. You don't know how long that show is going to be running for. You don't know the longevity of that. So you still have to enjoy that hustle. So you still have to go to the auditions. Like when I was first moved to New York was good to me. I ended up getting Wicked pretty quickly when I was out there. But it ended up being like my worst nightmare. But in the beginning, waking up, getting that cup of coffee at the bodega on the corner, a breakfast sandwich, and I had my backpack with all of my music in it and like my dance shoes and a change of clothes, and I would go down to the studios and I would audition for whatever was there in a room full of like 50 guys that are all look exactly like me.
That's intimidating. When you go to an audition and everyone looks like you, you're like, oh,
you're
man.
like, what? How are you going to separate
You're like,
from yourself?
I thought my unique look was gonna be what won me this part. Nope.
I don't know. 6'2"
I have to
white
actually have
guys.
skills now.
You have to have skills, yo.
Dang it!
I had some pretty good skills back in the day. I'm not gonna lie.
Just looking weird won't do it for you.
No. Well, not for very long. But
I mean,
yeah,
it's
and
worked
then-
for some people.
But it was fun. I mean, that actually I kind of enjoyed that aspect of it. And then, that's when you get to know a lot of people, and then you probably run into people that you've done shows with or you went to school with. And so it's a social, it's kind of exciting because, it's a social gathering. And then you do a little workout, you dance, you sing, and then you go have a beer and drink your feelings or you celebrate. And like for me,
And then you go to work at night?
Oh no! No, I don't. I never drank before the show.
Okay, because I just heard the way that you spent your $50 a day.
Yeah.
Like the bodega with the coffee and the
exactly.
breakfast, and then the dance, and you're hungry, so you get the lunch.
You get lunch, and lunch
and
is
the pudding
15
pops and that was a really bad Bill Cosby.
I don't think we can say that name anymore.
What name?
So,
Oh, come on.
But then, once I started getting into my 30s and getting late into my 30s, that day of the hustle, my worst nightmare.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have no desire to do that anymore. But when you're 20s and your 30s, when you're still hungry,
Do it.
That's the kind of stuff.
Especially
that is exciting.
if you like ramen noodles,
Uh-huh.
if you like sharing living spaces, if you like... what are other money-saving tips?
Well, then also...
So let's give Stretch's top 5 tips for surviving on a working stage actor's budget in New York City.
Rule number 1, you got to get the monthly pass to the Metro.
Okay.
You got to do that.
Good to know.
Rule number 2, find the happy hours.
Because that's going to be a cheap way to...
Because that's a cheaper way.
It's a cheaper way to
Drink your feelings.
Drink your feelings away and into your soul.
Budget-wise, I just always... I mean, if you can, I just feel like New York has so much to offer. If you want to go have a New York experience, there really are a lot of amazing things. Like, they have, like theater in the park. This is obviously during the summer months.
Like free events, you're saying.
Free events,
you can go
yeah.
enjoy.
And like, so all the museums, you have, like, free Wednesday day things, or things like that. Those kind of things. Find those kind of experiences.
Are there things that are for New York residents only?
Yeah. Like, so
you want to
National
look
Museum of History.
look into
if
those
you are a
things.
New York
Resident,
then it's free on Wednesdays. Don't quote me on that. But
something along those lines. Just look up, New York resident free things to do.
Yeah, free things. Mm-hmm.
All the free things. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3. So tips number 4 and 5.
I mean, I guess you just have to like
Number four. Can I give one?
Yeah.
Because it was the same thing here, right? Get roommates.
I was just gonna say, get roommates. Get good roommates, because the more it's weird because like the more roommates you have, the bigger the space you have, obviously. But there are some really fantastic apartments that are 4 bedrooms. like really cool ones that can actually be affordable, and then where a 2-bedroom is